Hello and welcome to day 8 of your 21-day Vinyasa challenge, the daily yoga affirmations. Today's practice is a build-up sequence for one of the standing poses in ashtanga primary series, which is the half-bound lotus forward fold, or Ardha Baddha Padma Paschimottanasana. You can always go back to day 6 and make sure you warm up the hips. Day 8 affirmation: positive, loving relationships are my top priority. I surround myself with people that uplift and inspire me. On top of the mat, ground yourself. Bring your palms towards the heart center. Invite the breath. Inhale, we lift the hands all the way up. And then exhale, fold. Your first Vinyasa, flat back. Step your feet back onto a plank, adjusting the shoulders and the hips. Lower Cobra, Bhujangasana. And then back toes. Active Child's Pose, opening your knees wide, pushing with the hands, grounding yourself. And then up and back to Down Dog, straightening the leg. Feel the stretch onto your hamstrings. Paddle your feet. Feel the stretch onto your ankles, onto your toes. Swing your hips side to side if you need to. Bend the knee, walk your feet towards the top of the mat. Flat back, exhale, fold. Inhale, we lift all the way up. Palms together, exhale, hands towards the side. Inhale, lift, find that length. And then exhale, ground towards the earth, fold, surrender. Inhale, lift, stepping your feet back onto your plank. Knees, chaturanga halfway. Cobra to upward facing dog. And then exhaling back to active child's pose, opening your knees wide towards the side. Keep pressing with the hands, pushing from the feet. And then up and back to down dog. Paddling your feet, feeling that stretch again. Warming your feet, your ankles, your hamstrings. Walk your feet on top of the mat to find that length. Bend the knee if you need to. To fold Uttanasana, inhale, lift. Mountain pose. And then bring the hands towards the side. Inhale, find length. Exhale, surrender. Inhale, flat back. Step, walk, jump back to plank. This time, chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Chest lifted. Hips high towards the ceiling onto your down dog. Your right leg kicks three-legged, opening and bending your knee to hip mandala. Keep pressing with the hands. And then rotation into your hips. For 3 more. 2, and last one. Do it gently and slowly and mindfully. Step the right foot outside the right hand onto your Galavasana. Dropping the left knee onto the floor, come and drop onto your forearm or to your elbow. Otherwise, use your blocks if you have them. Stay high if your body wants to stay high. Keep sinking your hips lower down towards the floor and feel that stretch onto your hip flexor, your knees. Turning onto the back of the mat to move onto your Skandasana or Surfer's Lunge. Grab your blocks if you have them. Stay high, otherwise use the blocks to sit. Feel the stretch onto your hamstrings, onto your hips, onto your spine. Press your palms, push the knee. Remove the blocks if you want, and then just sit low. Gently come back on top of the mat, press your left hand, and then wimble the right hand onto the back for the deeper stretch onto your hips. Hands on top of the mat, feet together to plank, chaturanga, upward facing dog, exhaling back to down dog. Paddle your feet, feel the stretch. Warm your hamstrings. Keep pressing with the hands, pull the belly in towards the spine. This time the left leg kicks to three-legged. Onto hip mandala by bending the knee, pointing the toes across the opposite hips. Rotation for 5, 4. Inhale and exhale for 3, for 2, and 1. Hold. Transition to Galavasana. Grab your blocks if you need them. Elbows prop on top of the block. Adjust the height however you wanted it. Then sink your hips lower, adjusting the back knee if you need to. Come all the way up. Transition to Skandasana. Bring your blocks along with you. Stay high if that's you. Stay halfway, otherwise sit onto your blocks for an additional height. Pressing the knee with the elbows. Option to remove the blocks if you have access to it. Otherwise, feel the stretch. Release the pose. Come on top of the mat. Find that deep stretch onto your IT band, on your knees and on your hips. Hands on top of the mat. Windmill the hands back. Step back, plank to Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Exhale back to down dog. Take a moment to pause, find breath, child's pose if you need it. Otherwise, right foot outside the right hand, left foot outside the left hand onto your Hindi squat, Malasana or garland pose. Use your blocks if you need additional height, if you have limitation onto the flexibility onto your ankles. Keep pressing your palms together, pushing the knee away, lengthen to your spine, your butt in between the heels. Remove the blocks if you want. Inhale and exhale in here. Lengthen the spine. Feel the stretch into your ankles. And then release the hands into the back, sit your butt down. Adjust your feet. Let's do hip mobility drill by pressing the right foot on top of the left knee, pushing your right knee away from you. And then touch the floor with the feet, the other side with the knee. For 2, 3. Keep pushing the knee away. 4. And last one. 5. Lengthen the spine. And then adjust the heel closer onto your butt. And then bring the hands in to grab the shin. Bringing the legs, the knee closer onto your chest. Stay for a few breaths in here. Feel that stretch. And then move and transition onto a fire log pose. If you need blocks to support the right knee, use it. Adjust the height. If your knee doesn't go down closer towards the floor, it doesn't matter otherwise. Ideally, the knee on top of the ankle, the heel on top of the knee. Keep pressing the right knee, external rotation onto your hips, onto your thighs. Lengthen the spine. Send the breath wherever you're finding that discomfort. Inhale, lengthen, and then as you exhale halfway if you need to, otherwise fold all the way down towards the floor. Just relax the shoulders. Keep sending the breath around the hips, around the knee, onto your lower back. If you're finding some discomfort, make your own adjustments. Inhale, we lift all the way up, and then exhale, we release. Vinyasa. Release the leg, step your feet back onto your plank, lower onto your Chaturanga, upward facing dog, and then exhaling back onto your down dog. This time, jump wide again onto your Hindi squat. Let's do the other side. Remember to use the blocks if you need them. Otherwise, keep pushing the knee away. Find that opening around the hips. Stretch onto your ankles. Find a way to sit. This time, the left foot on top of the right knee. Push the left knee away from you. Adjust the right foot if you need to. Now inhale, lengthen the spine, lift your chest. Tap the toes, and then tap the knees for 1. Tap for 2. Tap for 3. Hip mobility drill for 4. And last one. Make your own adjustments. Pull the heel closer into your butt and grab the shin bone. And then feel the stretch. Stay for a few breaths. and then move onto your lag pose. Remember to use the blocks. If your knee is high, use your blocks. Make your own adjustments. Otherwise, keep it high or push it down on top of the foot on top of the knee. Find length, external rotation around the hips. Keep sending the breath around the hip area. Onto the knees. If you're finding discomfort, inhale. And then exhale, send the breath into the back as you fall down. Move the sits bone back if you need additional length. Inhale and exhale in here. Few more breaths. Stay connected with the breath. Find a deep stretch. Inhale, we lift. And then exhale, we release. Vinyasa, step, walk, jump back. Plank to chaturanga, to upward facing dog, and then exhaling back to down dog. Step, walk, hop on top of the mat, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift all the way up. Palms touch, eye gaze up. And then release the hands towards the side. On your next breath, shift the weight towards the left foot. Grab your right knee with both hands. Lift it as high as you can. Keep pulling it closer towards the chest. Bending the standing knee. Moving on to your eagle pose, Garudasana. Hook the right knee on top of the left. Otherwise, touch down with the toes if you need to. And then right elbow underneath the left elbow. Keep pulling the shoulder blades away from each other. Sink deeper, lean forward. Keep squeezing the inner thighs in. Exhale, inhale, we lift. And then exhale, release the legs, release the hands. Vinyasa, inhale, length. Exhale to fold. Inhale, flat back. Step, walk, jump back, plank to chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Exhaling back to down dog. I gaze forward, step, walk, hop on top of the mat. Fold. Inhale, we lift all the way up. Exhale, hands all the way down towards the side. Let's do the other side. Shift away towards the right, picking up the left knee closer towards the chest. Bend the standing leg and then hook the left leg across the right. Touch down with the toes is an option. Elbows together, palms together is also an option. Otherwise, go ahead and bind left elbow underneath the right elbow. Squeeze back of the hands together, squeezing the inner thighs together. Engage the core and then leaning forward. Inhale and exhale for a few more. Come all the way up, inhale. And then exhale, release the hands, release the leg. Find breath. Inhale, we lift, Vinyasa. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha. Jump back, plank to chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Exhaling back to down dog. Active child's pose for a few breaths. Vinyasa. Dropping onto your knees. Balasana or child's pose. Open your knees wider. Reflect on your practice. Remind yourself of your affirmation if you need to. Bring your knees together, toes together, hands directly underneath the shoulders, right leg up. Bend the knee, point your toes up towards the ceiling. If you want more, grab the feet from the back and then find that back bend, a gentle back bend. Knee to nose, and then hook the right knee on top of the left, opening the toes onto the back, and then push your butt back down towards the mat or down towards the heel. Stay for a few breaths. Inhale, we lift, and then let's do the other side. Release, left knee, left foot towards the ceiling. Grab it with the right hand. Find it, stretch that back bend. Take a deep breath in. And exhale, left knee on top of the right, opening the feet onto the back, and then push your butt back. Gomukhasana. Another drill to open the hips. increase mobility onto your knees. One more on each side, right knee, right foot. Grab it if you want, otherwise just keep the hands down. Find that back bend. Maintain the balance. Knee to nose, and then hook it on top of the left, opening your feet wide and then pushing your butt back, lengthening onto your spine. Keep squeezing the inner thighs together. Send the breath onto your knees, onto your lower back. Release the pose if this is too much for you. Let's do the left side. Left knee bends, left toes up towards the ceiling. Grabbing it with the right hand if your body have access to it. Otherwise, keep the hands down. Just point the toes. Inhale, back bend, gentle back bend. And then exhale, release, knee to nose. Last one on your Gomukhasana drill. Push your butt back. If your butt can touch the floor, it's fine. If it doesn't, it's okay. Stay high. Few more breath in here. Inhale and exhale. And then child's pose again, opening your knees wide. Balasana is always an option whenever you need to find a tris. Anatahasana, puppy pose, just to open the shoulders, the chest, arms. Come up onto your elbows if that's you, otherwise, Bhujangasana. Hips down towards the ceiling to upward facing dog, straight onto the arms, exhaling back onto your down dog. Paddle your feet, feel the stretch onto your hamstrings, hips aiming towards the ceiling, pressing with the palms, gripping the mat with the knuckles. Step walk up on top of the mat, flat back. Exhale to fold. Inhale, bend the knee, and then start to sit onto that invisible chair, Utkatasana. Inhale and exhale. And then slowly come up, lifting the right knee. Use some support if you need to. Touch down your toes towards the blocks. Stay here if this is you. Otherwise, ground yourself with the left foot. Start to bend the knee. Flex the right foot. Push the right knee down onto your figure 4. If you want, bring the heels towards the crisp of your thigh, pressing the right knee down towards the floor. Grab the elbows into the back and stay high. Find breath if this is you. Trap the feet across the other leg. Inhale, length, and then exhale, cross-legged Uttanasana. Just firm the inner thighs in, squeeze the inner thighs in to fold. Stay high if that's you. Inhale, length, and then exhale, twist towards the right side. If not, use the blocks or stay high. Inhale, flat back, come back center. Stepping the right foot all the way into the back. Virabhadrasana 1. Sink low, knee on top of the ankle, pressing your palms together. And then transition to Virabhadrasana 2, Warrior 2. Hands and shoulders into one line, pressing your knees out. External rotation onto the front hips. Wimble the hands down, Vinyasa, 3-legged Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. And then exhaling back onto your down dog. Step walk up on top of the mat, flat back. Exhale to fold. Inhaling, lift all the way up. Sit, Utkatasana. Firm your inner thighs together. Shift the weight towards the heels. Tucking the tailbone in, arms hugging your ears. Find length onto your spine. And then figure 4. Left foot on top of the right knee, bending the right knee. Pushing the left knee out onto the side, hands towards the heart center. Tree pose is another option. If you want to stay here, you can stay here. Otherwise, grab the elbows onto the back. If you want more, pull the heel closer towards the crisp of your thigh and then grab the elbows onto the back. if you want, bend the knee and find a way to sit a little. Sink deeper. Keep pressing the knee out. Feel the external rotation onto your hips. Last one. And then drop the feet across the other foot. Inhale, length. And then exhale, fold. Use the blocks if you need to stay high. Otherwise, chest to thighs, forehead to shin. Inhale, length, flat back, and then turn onto the opposite side to twist. Keep hugging the inner thighs in, and then stepping the left foot back. Virabhadrasana 1, Warrior 1. Sink low, knee on top of the ankle, push from the back heel. Onto your Warrior 2, pressing your left knee out, your right knee out. Fingers, shoulders, one line. Pull the knee towards the hips. Down dog, child's pose or Vinyasa. Three-legged chaturanga. Upward facing dog. And then exhaling back to down dog, hips high towards the ceiling. Child's pose if you need to take a rest. Take a few moments to rest. Find breath. Inhale and then exhale. Step walk or hop on top of the mat, flat back. Fold. Utkatasana, sitting onto that invisible chair. Bring the weight towards the left foot. Ekapada Utkatasana or figure 4. Bend the standing knee, pressing your right knee down, grabbing the elbows into the back and then lean forward halfway. This is your option. Otherwise, heel towards the crisp of your thigh. This time, grab the big toes with the right fingertips. Inhale, length, and then exhale. Use your blocks if you need to stay halfway. Otherwise, bring the hands down, the toes in line with the fingertips, and then exhale, fold. Keep lifting the hips high towards the ceiling. Keep pushing the right knee out, down towards the mat. Inhale, length. Find your balance, lifting the hands, release. Hands down, feet down, on towards the side. Stay here if this is you. Stay with the breath. Otherwise, Vinyasa with me. Flat back, step walk, jump back. Upward facing dog, and then exhaling back to down dog. Find breath. Step walk up on top of the mat to fold. Inhale, Utkatasana to Ekapada Utkatasana or figure 4. This time the left foot on top of the right. Your options are tree pose. Again, if you want, pull the heel closer towards the crisp of your thigh, grabbing the big toes with the first 2 fingers of your other hand, length, and then exhale. Use the blocks again, stay halfway if that's you. Otherwise, fold, pushing the left knee out, knee pointed towards the floor. Relax the neck, drop the eye gaze down. Ardha Baddha Padma Paschimottanasana. Inhale, length, and then exhale, release, feet down, hands down. Find your breath in here. Inhale, and then exhale. Observe the sensations, observe the breath, observing your thoughts, improving the quality of your thoughts. Hands onto your chest and onto your belly. Feel your own heartbeat. Stay here if this is you, otherwise Vinyasa. Step walk, jump back, chaturanga. Upward facing dog. And then as you exhale, hips high towards the ceiling, down dog. Onto your child's pose, knees wide. Thank you for practicing with me. Until we meet again on the mat next time. The light in me sees the light in you. Namaste.